Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go in. Maybe I should explain this in right away. We're starting with an error message. Don't panic, don't panic. I know that's always a bad way to start a stream, but this is an error message that popped up a couple of times last week, and I think it's going to pop up more than once this week, but I have kind of, at the time I just kind of dismissed it and kept going. But I kind of get what actually it's talking about once I started reading what's in here a little bit. It's nothing that's hopefully will cause too much problems, but it's referencing here a contract, GAP, and then write first flight. And GAP is giving aircraft purpose, which is a contract pack that I have installed. And then it talks about a null reference exception. Those occur when you have a pointer pointing to something that isn't there. And you can see there's also a reference down here to a celestial body. And what I think is happening actually with this error is the giving aircraft purpose. This contract is probably referencing Kerbin. And we're not playing with Kerbin because we're playing with Kerbin-sized real solar system. This is Earth, and it doesn't know Earth. And I think that's why the error is coming up. And actually, speaking of giving aircraft purpose, I've noticed that the whole thing is kind of borked because, I mean, here's your build your first airplane contract. And I already built my first airplane. I'm planning on flying it in not too short of a time. And it's saying here what the prerequisites are. And one of the prerequisites here, and it always bothers me when I see things twice, that's usually not a good sign, but that I don't have a wing. Now maybe it has to do with it's looking for specifically the unswept wings, which honestly I haven't unlocked yet, and actually are a couple of tiers away with the tech tree that I've chosen. And because I don't have build your first airplane, I don't have any of these follow-ups as well. It's possible that giving aircraft purpose might be just borked, and that if that's the case, I'll just turn it off and uninstall it. That's not a big deal. But if you see those error message kind of popping up, that's the reason why. But what I want to do is just spend a little bit of time kind of showing you some other things I've done between the two streams. But actually, before I do that, I have a bit of an announcement, and that is that my wife and I are going on a vacation over the next 2 weeks. So there will not be a stream next week nor the week afterwards. The RP1 series that comes out every other Saturday, that will continue on hopefully as normal. I have some episodes in reserve for that, but the streaming won't. So the next stream won't be until Tuesday, March the 12th. So just to make sure people are kind of aware of that, this is going to be the last one for a little while. Let's see, what else we got? I wanted to show you the KRASH simulator. I made a change in here. Somebody in a YouTube, this is the simulator that you use in conjunction with Kerbal Construction Time, so that you can test your vessels before you actually integrate them with Kerbal Construction Time and fly them, because there's a huge time cost in that. You want to make sure that they work. And there's costs associated with that. And I put those costs to easy. I have an airplane going over my head. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But I've changed the cost from normal to easy, which changes, you know, what the setup cost is and how much it costs per minute, and etc. like that. And you can obviously edit these numbers to be whatever you want. I could just put them all to zeros and just make it outright free. But the reason why I did that is because, here, let's just hit accept again, is because I am doing some coding with Kerbal operating system. That's eating up more time during my simulations. And if I'm going to code during simulations, I don't think it's really fair that I pay the normal cost. So I turned them to easy. If that still turns out to be too expensive, I might just turn it off altogether. But I wanted to show people that that option is there for you. As well, let's see. Oh, yes, I wanted to get into here and spend a bit of science, because I do have 21.5 science. So that allows me to unlock one of these tiers here. Let's see. We got... This is the small hard points. I am playing with the CIS, I believe it is, Tech Tree. And for helicopter blades and stuff, we have deluxe winglets. I'm not sure. Oh, parachutes. There's a thought. I have yet to unlock any parachutes, so that is something. Pressurized tanks. Oh, these are life support things. A small heat shield. So this is for getting... Why on earth, my Kerbals... might just do this. Like, why don't they have a parachute right from the beginning? I find that funny. So I'm not sure. I actually, of all the tech trees I've tried, and I'm not gone too deep into this one yet, so I probably shouldn't judge. But my absolute favorite is still Unkerbal Start. And I was half inclined just to do it again, but I wanted to do it different. I don't need better antennas or solar panels. I could probably use better motors. The Ant engine would be like a nice little orbital engine, the Flea. But, I mean, I'm getting here, like, for instance, the Reliant, but the 1.25 meter tanks are nowhere to be seen. So that's not exactly useful. I mean, where do they... Here's where they first show up. So you get these 1.25 meter motors. I already have the swivel engine, too. Well before you get the 1.25 meter tanks. Oh, well. What do we got here? We have bigger decouplers. Again, 1.25 meters. I don't have tanks in that diameter, so that's not exactly super useful. I guess I could maybe do something. Well, whatever. What else? Got parachutes, and then what's down here at the... Oh, yeah, that. So let's get something. I'm honestly just thinking of parachutes and seeing if we can get something into space and recover it. That might not be a bad idea. Let's get that one. So again, because I am playing with Kerbalism, this will take some time. Oh, we got... I'll explain what that little message was. This will take some time to build, so let's get into Kerbal construction time, and I'll show people how that works. So if I go over to Tech, right, it's going to take just under 5 days for that to get researched. I also have building an untitled... Oh, I know what that is. That's a part testing thing. Got to look at that. And in the space plane hangar, we're 7 days away from having that plane that's in the thumbnail being built. So everything takes a little bit of time. I do have some upgrades to spend. I have 2 available. I'm a little reluctant to put them all into the space plane hangar, because the thing is, once you build a plane, you don't have to keep rebuilding it, so you actually don't need all that. But what I think I might do, let's just get this to a nice 0.6, and then we'll put 1 more point into the vehicle assembly building, 1 in each. There we go. That's got that. Now the other thing I wanted to show people too is, since this plane was starting to be built, I actually unlocked some more science, specifically the mystery goo. So there's no mystery goo on the Juno, but what you can do with Kerbal construction time is, if you have something being built, you hit the little star here, you can edit it. It will add some time to the build time, because they have to now incorporate in your changes. It's like, you got the engineers and they have their plans and they're building, and then, somebody comes down and go, wait, can you also put this on it? And they say, sure, but it'll take you more time. So let's edit it. We'll do that. And obviously, the more edits you make, the more the time commitment's going to be. But what I want to do is put on a mystery goo. Yeah, the bigger, lower diameter parts will be better for the part count. That is true, but the bigger motors will get me higher, bigger, heavier payload. Anyway, let's get... Can I change... Okay, I want to make it so that Werner's checker doesn't go on. I don't care about contracts right now. Let's get that window away. So there's my plane. And if we go over to science, we got, there it is, a mystery goo. Is there anything else that this thing needs? I think it has everything else. There's a Geiger counter, a barometer, and a too hot thermometer, and I think that is everything. So we're going to put in the mystery goo. The mystery goo works a little different than it does in stock. This is my first experiment that actually I have to return it, but since this is going to be on a plane, we do plan on returning the plane. That's not going to be a problem. And what ends up happening when you do a mystery goo observation is it takes a sample slot. Is there somewhere? See here, samples. Oh, we'll figure out how this works exactly. Sample size is 1 slot. But then here it says 3 samples. I think that means you can do 3 samples with the goo. You don't need the scientist to restart it or any of that kind of stuff, or a Kerbal to collect the stuff out of it. I think it can be, yeah, it has 3 slots available. So that means I can do 3 goo observations with just this one, is what that's saying. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick it on here somewhere. That's right here is going to be fine. And what we're going to do is get in here and we'll change it to waiting. And that means that as soon as we're in an opportunity for it to do a fresh mystery goo, it's going to do it. Other than that, I think everything else should be good. I'm just making sure all these other experiments are on waiting. They are. There's also the crew report. That should be on waiting. It is. So that should be it. So those are my edits. So now I can just say save edits. I think it added 4 hours for about to this. So I can actually save it here would be a good idea. And then save the edits. Those are 2 different save locations. So be careful about that. Yeah, they're green. Noticing the green. It's a very green plane. That is the simple repaint mod that does that. So now the plane's going to take 7 days, 4 hours, and 33 minutes. I think it's about 4 hours longer than it was before. But I think that little change was worth it. And I'm just looking at what else. Oh, yes, I wanted to also show you. This is again. I think this series is going to really be, I really don't have much of a theme to it. But I think it's really just about showcasing mods. I specifically picked all the mods on this list so to be of a large variety of different kinds of mods, but also ones that you can mix and match. Most of these mods, you can simply go, well, I don't like Kerbal construction time. Fine, don't do it. I don't like Kerbalism. Fine, don't do it. But you can leave everything else the same. It's just kind of showcasing those things. And this is one of those mods as well. This is the, let's get that out of there. This is the CommNet Constellation, which adds in a whole stack of ground stations, but also the ability to assign specific frequencies to ground stations so that you can have separate networks going. I'm not sure if I'll take too much advantage of that, but I do like having limited ground stations. And then to get more ground stations, you got to pay for them. Now, when I did my first orbit last stream, I only had 1 ground station set up. And then I got into the... if I go over here to constellations, sorry, ground stations, there we go. I got into trying to figure out how to get these so that they'll work for me. And I realized it was too much to do live, so I puzzled it out between the streams. So now I can show you. Oh, don't tell me. No. I thought I had saved this. I had a whole stack of ones that I did. And somehow they're gone. Oh, well, that's not cool. That's not cool. They did. They disappeared. They didn't save. Like, so for instance, let's just go. No, I named these things and everything. Oh, that's a pain. Okay, so somehow between everything they got lost. I don't know if I missed something to... Wow. Okay, well, I'll show you one because I did write a note to myself how to do one of them. Because what's really a pain is, let's say I wanted to... This is the part I don't particularly like. And I might end up getting rid of this mod at some point. I think it'd be an easy one to get rid of if I find it too annoying. But let's say I wanted to activate this ground station. The problem is that the list here... What I have to do... Actually, I can do it. What I need to do is I need to... to find this on the list. You have to find it on the list and hit edit. But the problem is, to find it on the list, the only information that you got here is a latitude and a longitude. What's the latitude and longitude of, Vandenberg? I could look it up. In fact, that's what I ended up doing, is I brought up Google Earth beside this, and I looked up, okay, this is Amalek? Yeah, what's the latitude and longitude of Amalek? And I found it, and then that allowed me to search through here and find this. But that's a real pain way to do it. There's no way to edit it from here. So what I did is, I'll show you one. Right here is, I believe, is Kodiak, Alaska, right there. And I wrote down the latitude and longitude for that. It is 57.4 by negative 152.3. So what I can do is I can scroll through this, but I'm a little bit annoyed that they all disappear, because I did about half a dozen of them. I thought giving me sort of not complete coverage, but, you know, a nice spotty coverage. But now that this has disappeared, I'm not impressed. I gotta say that. So I'm looking for 57 latitude, and it probably went by and I missed it. There it is. 57.4. There it is. So this guy here is Kodiak, Alaska. So what I can do now is I can edit that. I can name it Kodiak. There we go. And I can assign it its own color. I went with this nice teal color, which is really funny because I noticed that my KSC stayed that teal color. And I can now apply that. And now it is a teal color. And if I say update, it is there. And notice here it says Kodiak on the name. And it doesn't appear here, but if I go away and come back, I should be seeing Kodiak down there now, like the... There it is. Now it's changed to Kodiak like that. And the other thing you want to do too is you need to apply it, give it a frequency. The default frequency of all your vessels is 0. The word frequency is probably not right because it's not like it's this many megahertz or something like that. It's really, I think a better word would be channel. So the default channel is 0, but you can set up things to have all kinds of different channels so only certain things communicate with each other. I'm a little dubious of this already. And what I'll do is I'll look to see if this Kodiak disappears the next time I play. I'm really looking to see, did I miss a save button or something like that? But I don't think I did. I keep hitting update. But yeah, I guess that's that. Okay. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so I lost my homework between the two streams. Okay, so that's the CommNet Constellation. Also, last other thing I did. Last thing, and then I am going to get going. Or not get going, but actually do something. Is I did go into the settings. And you might have known when I was in orbit, the communication line was like going way below the surface of the Earth, which I didn't think was really very fair. And I believe it's in the advanced settings here. There it is, the occultation modifier. You can adjust how much, well, there's for objects in vacuums, objects in an atmosphere. You can adjust how much does it go, you know, how kind is it going to be? Is it going to, you know, cut off right when it hits the surface, or is it going to be some kindness to it? So I'm going to bring this down. I'm not 100% sure what the number means. 0, I'm assuming, means that it just cuts off right when let's put this at 0.25 and we'll see what that's like. And same with this one. And if that turns out to be annoying, but I didn't like that. Anyway, I think apply and accept. Okay. I think that's it, except for one last sort of thing. I always like to recognize my Patreon patrons and YouTube members, and in particular, I like to always give a little shout out to the people that most recently joined. So my most recent Patreon patron is Chris Morrison. Thank you very much, Chris, and thank you very much to everybody else that helps to support this channel directly. And if you are interested, all the links and everything are in there in the down below. Okay, I think I'm ready to go now. Let's get in. I want to get into mission control. I want to pick up another part testing contract. I only have one contract, and that's this test the ANT liquid fuel engine. So let's see what else we got, just to sort of, because I don't, oh well, scientific data from space around Kerbin. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised I never. Maybe I should just grab that and stick out another orbital dude. Okay, what else we got? I typically don't like these part testing contracts. I find them kind of annoying, but because they're airstream. No, that's the. I can't tell if that's. Oh, that's the 0.625 meter protective shell. Perform the test to activate the part staging. When the conditions are met, I gotta be splashed. And then test the small hard points. Let's actually just go up here and grab this science data from space around the Earth. That should be an easy one to do. Yep. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. So where are we at with Kerbal construction time? We are reconditioning the launch pad from our last launch. Okay, so we'll time warp that one away. Oh, I didn't check the electrical consumption. Thank you very much there, Ahmed. Yeah. To the planets later in the game. Lincoln's asking, do I have a plan on sending missions to the outer planets? No, I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no. I am saying I don't have a plan. One of the things I said is I tend to plan too much for these things, and I want to do this one just kind of ad hoc, no plan, just go. That's all there is. But I should edit this and check the electrical requirements for the. Is a very good point, because science and Kerbalism uses up a lot of electricity. Thankfully, they give you nice tools for you to test it. So I didn't test how much electricity that thing uses, but I do have the batteries aboard will last for just under 18 minutes based on this. And this, how long does it take to run a goo? These things all take time, too. The goo takes 10 minutes. That's a little tight. So, yeah, let's put on some more batteries. Batteries. Thank you for noticing that. Let's actually... Hopefully this won't affect anything with the plane too much. There we go. So now it'll run for 40 minutes. The engines will charge the batteries back up, but that should be... Actually, that's probably a little too much now. There we go. 28 minutes. That should be good. Okay, save this. Save the edits. But thanks for pointing that out. I'm glad that would have been annoying to run out of electricity while we were sitting there collecting goo. All right. Also, what I should do, too, is take the Juno and add it. Oh, I can't do that. That's what you can do in ARP. Oh, my God. Okay, we'll just time warp. So I got an untitled craft. And actually, what I will do as well... I'm really getting to the Juno. That's what I want to do. And fly my little jet. Okay, and what I should do too is get into my plans for the vehicle assembly building, and just we'll launch another dude into orbit. That will be useful. Okay, so with that, okay, so I got my untitled spacecraft. I got to roll it out. It's only going to take 6.5 minutes. And I put in another one of my little orbitals. That's going to take 3 hours or 3 days to build. Okay, and last second, there we go. And now we're going to hit launch. This is a really silly contract that I picked up, I remember, at the end last time. Uh-oh. You're saying that those engines don't produce electricity? I certainly hope that's wrong. We're going to find out. But I think they do. I thought they did. But my memory of like an hour ago is suspect, let alone a week ago. So what I got, this is one of these dumb little contracts where, you know, you got to test engines sitting on the surface. It was a nice, easy one. And the contract here is to test the LV-1 Ant. All I got to do is, I think, probably activate it through staging. So I hit the space bar. Boom, that one's done. I had this engine as well to test, but I ended up doing it with the launch before it. So that's that. Okay, so we can do that. And then actually we can recover. This is our first, and we're going to do a normal recovery, because I'm not planning on using. If you're planning on using it again, we'll show it with the plane. You can recover it so that you can use it again, which is really cool for planes. All right, and then I got survivability coming. That's going to give me some parachutes, so that'll be nice. Okay, so we did that recovery. Okay, let's start time warping. What's going to be done first, my plane or my rocket? Because I might make my next rocket after the one that's being built right here. something that can be recovered. I don't like this. Slows down a lot right at the end, like just really slow. Okay, this Stayputnik 1 is going to be there first, so let's get that going. So this is an orbital rocket. I flew it last week, and then what we'll do is we'll roll this out, and we'll do this is for the contract to just do some science. Okay, and what's got left? A little less than 2 days left on my plane, so that'll go by. We'll roll this guy out. Takes 32 minutes. And then what I'll do is I'll build a rocket that hopefully we can recover. But for those people that didn't see this last week, this is you'll see my sad little rocket. My sad little Stayputnik 1. All right, so here we have the Stayputnik 1. The volume has been switched to archive. I have been using KOS. I have a program. So list, I have a program called Orbit, so I'm going to go with the assumption that Orbit is responsible for putting this thing into orbit. We'll see how it goes. We'll get up our information. There is no science being collected right now, and the whole mission here is to get some science data, either recover it, we won't do that, but transmitting it counts as well. And so what we'll do is we'll simply run our Orbit program, and hopefully everything will go well. And we're off. We're off, we're off, we're off. That's the one nervous thing I have with my programs is, you know, after a week I kind of forget exactly what it was they're doing. They're great when you make them and then run them right away, and now all of a sudden I'm a little nervous. No Mercy's asking a very good question. Do I still have science to transmit? And the answer to that question is no. Oh, wait a minute. The answer to that, oh, it's not from space though. I do have a radiation scan that's being made right now while flying low, but that's not in space, so that's not going to satisfy this contract. But it is a little bit of science being collected there. But the answer to the question is no. I'm pretty sure I got all the stuff from in space, but that's going to be okay. If Kerbalism works the way I remember it, there's a workaround that you can force it to do some science, and it still will count towards this. We'll find out, though. But the first thing I need to do is get this thing into space. I almost have you convinced to try out KOS. I have to work a little harder than DeWolf. Alright, so how are we doing here? I should take a look at my apoapsis. This will, I believe, cut the throttle at 80 kilometers, locking it onto the prograde vector. So far, so good. Still collecting some radiation scanny science, so it is taking that. Oh, there's some telemetry flying high. There's some stuff being transmitted. I'm almost transmitted a whole point of science, which is great. Okay, there we go. Throttle's cut. That is great. Now the program is ended because I'm not trusting KOS, or more specifically my KOS program, to actually do the orbital insertion. I'm going to do that manually. And the reason for that is that this thing, the only attitude control it has is the thrust vectoring on this engine. And I simply just don't trust if I wrote a program that it would be able to handle that correctly. So I'm going to do the actual orbital insertion part manually. But in the meantime, we got all kinds of stuff. How's my electricity? Oh, there's over an hour of electricity in this thing, so that should be good. But what I need to do, I also don't have any upgrades on the tracking station. So lots of, I'm not able to make maneuver nodes or do any of that kind of stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on SAS. Oh, I can't put on SAS because that's something that this Stayputnik probe doesn't have. Okay, so I guess I have to eyeball as I get close to my apoapsis here. Almost done transmitting all that stuff from the upper atmosphere, so that's kind of cool. Okay, we are now in space, and you can see nothing is happening here. So you're 100% right. There's nothing to do, but let's actually get the orbit in first. So I'm gonna give a little bit of throttle, and that's allowing me to do a little bit of attitude control. I'm gonna put it down to the horizon, and we'll just kind of do this. And I'm gonna keep it pointing a little bit below the horizon because I don't want my apoapsis to get. I mean, more throttle, more throttle. There we go. I don't want my apoapsis to get too big. And you can do that by pitching down. Oh, almost. Just there we go. There's our orbit. There's our orbit. Telemetry report. Now you can see there's no science here to collect. So I'll show you what you can do. If you right click on something like the thermometer. No, that's the battery bank. Sorry. Here. Let's put this on lock. This thing tumbles. There we go. If I right click on something, actually I can do the telemetry report. That's shorter. You can, if I open up the telemetry report, there should be, I thought there was a forced. Oh, I could be wrong. Oh no. Oh no, I remember in the past being able to force it to do the experiment. There was a waiting, a stop, and a force. Oh no, don't do this to me. Press the info. Oh, info up here? Okay. We'll get there. No. Shoot. I could have sworn there was a force. There probably is, and I'm just missing it. On the other Kerbalism chart. Oh, the other Kerbalism chart. Like this guy? Does that be it? If I go to telemetry report here, let's only look at what we got. No, I can't do it from here. That's not it. This is a panic because I'm going to run out of signal too soon. Info on the pop-up. Really? There's an info button? Info. There we go. Thank you. There is a forced run. There it goes. So now it's forcing it to collect science, and it looks like it's collecting more science, but it's not. But what it is going to do is it's collecting data that has no science value. Thank you. So that was under the info tab. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this to 200%, which means it's collected 2 of these now, and then allow that to transmit. And I think that should satisfy this contract, though I'm getting myself more and more dubious about that. So I'm going to let this get to here and then there. Now I'm going to stop. We're over 200%, but now I got to get this to transmit. And hopefully that will satisfy the contract. And if not, then, you know, that's me. So thank you. So it was this info here. There's this force run, and I think that is there specifically for these types of contracts so that you can still do them. Because if you completely exhausted all the science, then obviously you're kind of done. Now, if this doesn't end up working, I do have a mystery goo that I've never gotten into space yet. I want to design something and recovering it, so the mystery goo will solve the problem. But I believe I do have to, it's not just any amount of science, you have to do a full science report. There's still about a minute to go on this. Telemetry takes less time to run, but the data is larger, so I might not have made the it's okay. It's done it. Contract's complete. It worked. That's all I care about. Okay. So what I want to do, I still have a signal. How do I still have a signal? Where am I getting that? It's doing it again, like right through the ground. Sorry, I'm just going to go into the settings here and do a little bit of playing. So if I get into here, go into advanced, occlusion modifier. If I put that to 0 and say accept, apply, accept, resume. I still have a signal. What? Okay, so the occlusion modifier does nothing like I think it should do. Wow. All right. Put it to 1. Oh, it's the other way. I'm making it easier for myself. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I was completely thinking the other way. Okay, so again, advanced. So I'm making it easier. You go this way. Oh, you can make it more than 1. Let's put it then at 90%. Okay, what's that like? This is actually a good experiment to do right now. Apply, accept, resume. Okay, now I have no signal. That makes some sense. Okay, let's go to we have that signal over the KSC again. Because unfortunately, I'm not going to get any of these other ground stations. I love this idea of upgrading and purchasing ground stations, but if it doesn't save, then that kind of defeats the whole purpose, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense that you increase the modifier to make it more difficult. Okay, I'm really curious now when this is going to kick in, because we're coming around again over Cape Canaveral. Let's see where it kicks in. So I don't mind a little bit. There it is. Excuse me. That still seems a little ridiculous there. So I'm going to put it at let's experiment with this. This is a good experiment time. Advanced. Let's try 0.95. Accept, apply, accept. Okay, so now I've lost it. So let's wait to see when I get it. Because you can make an argument that, you know, radio waves don't exactly travel in a straight line and we're taking advantage of the ionosphere or whatever other argument you can come up with, so that a little bit of occlusion's not a terrible thing. There, that feels okay. I think that feels there. Here's the KSC. We just picked up the signal. There's a little bit of occlusion. Anyway, what we need to do is get this puppy back down to the surface. Oh, I just picked up the remains of the radiation scan. Oh, I didn't realize I still had some of... Okay, whatever. So what I'm going to do is just wait for my rocket to naturally tumble in proximity to the retrograde vector. And then we'll just start up and we'll crash into the surface. We'll put her into the Atlantic. Okay, so let's start throttling. Let's take a look at what our trajectory is doing. That looks like that will land in the Atlantic. Okay, and, you know, no ability to recover this, but we did transmit 3.1 science as well as doing that contract, so that's okay. You know, for an almost freebie type of deal. This thing might just blow up too. I'm just realizing it probably will. Probably will just blow up. Hello, is it Sisu 4? Hoping it's Sisu for you is what I should be saying. All right. And I get the not everybody. I love like personally. I love the. I'm actually collecting data again. I love the way the science works in Kerbalism. I like that it takes some time, but I like that it kind of works in the background. You're not doing all this sort of clicking and getting Kerbals to collect and all that kind of stuff. So, but I do get that it's not for everybody. And we haven't even gotten into the rest of Kerbalism yet, where, you know, we have to worry about life support and radiation on our Kerbals and all that kind of thing. That's for later. This thing's not going to survive. What am I thinking about? Well, maybe it will. Got all kinds of notifications. Oh, just for vessel completions. Yeah. Yeah, delete those. Okay, 4.2 science. That's all right. Yeah, I can see why Kerbalism might be too much of a hassle for some people. I get it. It's sort of one of those things that you get to a point in the stock game that you need other things to sort of, you know, to think about. And we're down. Okay, that worked out right. All right, so we shall not recover, of course. We got to go to the Space Center. There we are. Would you recommend this to someone just start modding, just getting into modding KSP? It all depends on what you're looking for. If you're just getting into modding KSP, like perhaps you find the game plenty challenging enough the way it is, and you don't want to add things like Kerbalism and that kind of thing. So that's why I got kind of a variety of things going. So I don't know. I same with Kerbal Construction Time, although it doesn't really make the game. Well, it does. There's more planning that's involved with Kerbal Construction Time. I can get it's not for everybody, so that's why I'm trying to showcase them. And you can decide for yourself whether you want to or not. Well, the first thing I would do if I'm just starting out with modding is get into some beautification mods to like environmental visual enhancement, maybe parallax, though I find that slows down my stream when I use it. Things like Scatterer and Planet Shine, that kind of stuff to make the game better. I would definitely put in Restock and Restock Plus. Restock Plus is a great for your, it's kind of like, you know, the baby's first part mod. It kind of does a really nice job of filling in the gaps. So those are really simple things you can do if you get you started. Things like Kerbal Engineer, which adds in like this little window here, plus stuff that you can get in flight that I've barely begun to even tap into. Kerbal Engineer. So that, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, let's build ourselves a Stayputnik 2. So I'm gonna just remove all of this and just do a Stayputnik 2. So the idea of the Stayputnik 2 is something that we can recover. That's the plan here. So we'll just get right back down to just the Stayputnik core. And what the thing to notice here is I now have a temperature scan on the Stayputnik core. That was that science node that I unlocked. It, if I go to configure science, where is the configure science? Isn't there a configure the command? No. Okay, it shouldn't just add a temperature. Okay, maybe things have changed since I last did this. I thought you could configure what other science you want to have aboard. But it's really looking like, unless I'm missing a button, that it is... There it is, configure uncrewed experiments. Thank you. So now I have 2 slots here available. Before I had just 1. So I have a telemetry report, but I also can put on the thermometer. It's exactly the same as the thermometer that comes in the stock parts, except now it's built into the probe body. That's kind of nice. Same with Geiger counter. We have now, ooh, new science, new science. We have the light experiment. Luminosity information technical experiment. Literally, it's just, is it in the sun or not? So basically you have space low, space high, and I believe the situation is you got to, it takes 10 seconds to collect it all, which is barely anything, and you got to be in the sun, but you got to be in space. So that's cool. I like that. Telemetry, I think I'm done, aren't I? Like if I go to my little science archive-y thing and take a look at the telemetry report, I've definitely got 2 times, way too much. Yeah, I even got all the space high telemetry reports. So what I might do, what about the temperature scan? What other experiments are there? There's the thermometer, the Geiger counter, the light, and that's it. I might not need too many of these. Temperature scan. There's still temperature scanning. Is there flying high? No, I got all that. Got all that. Space low, space high. So there's not much in the telemetry report thing. How about pressure scans? Radiation scan. I got all the, oh, I still got flying high radiation scan, so I could add that. And I think the barometer is useless. Where's pressure scan? Atmospheric pressure scan. Gonna give me something here? It really doesn't want to show me an atmosphere. I got some atmosphere. That's weird. I don't know why it's not showing me Snare, light, none. Oh, the pressure scan's not an option. Okay. So I might just switch this to the Geiger counter and the light experiment. That probably will be good. Maybe I need to put a pressure scan on this thing, a barometer on here before it'll show me that. It's not showing it to me. Alright, we'll just assume the barometer doesn't work in space. We'll just do this. Okay, that's enough of that. Now what the idea here is to see if we can build something we can recover. So I do have... What do I have under control now? Not much. Oh, I want my KOS little core here, and we'll put on the boot file. So I can run my programs. Yeah. I still just have... I got the Ant engine, right? I think I got an Ant engine now. I don't have an Ant engine. Oh my gosh, so I'm still just working with... Okay. So what I might do... That's interesting. Okay, I do have a heat shield, right? Yes. I'm a little worried that that is not going to work. I really have my doubts as to whether that's going to work or not. What I might do then... Okay, I do have... Oh, I can't even stick a parachute on the top of this? Okay. Do I have little, like... Oh, I don't even have structure parts. Okay. This parachute is humongous. I don't know. I'm going to test this and see if it'll work. I have my doubts. Maybe if I take a fuel can, like an Oscar B, because I have no... What if... How would the heat shield work on the top? Oh, it won't let me stick it on the top. Don't even worry about it. The light requires being in the sun. Yes, so I do have to get in the sun. I believe that is true. I think what I might do is do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Get a decoupler. I'm gonna for giggles. Okay, let's save this. Open up Stayputnik 1. I want this booster that I'd already built. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to... Oh, I gotta still put the goo on this thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, but one thing at a time. I'm gonna use the... This is... What was that engine called? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm just going to call it booster for now. I'm just going to... So rather than rebuild all that, now I can open up... Don't save it. Stayputnik 2. And I can go to here and just stick that under, like so. I still got to put the goo on here. Goo. Because that's what we want to really recover, isn't it? So what do you think are the odds that this will actually, for realsies, recover? I think it's really slim. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use the simulator, and we're going to simulate this in orbit. Right? I should be able to. Sure, 75 kilometers. And all I want to do is see if I can bring it down. But I got me a feeling that I just don't have the parts to make this really work. Maybe if I got the fairing, that might not be a bad idea. Well, I do have a... You know what? I got an... Okay. One idea at a time. One idea at a time. So what I need to do... I don't have a signal, first of all, so I need to time warp until I do. That's annoying. Oh, this isn't going to work. Because the KSC is way up there. Oh, you're such a piece of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna have to get into here. Set in orbit. Inclination needs like to be 28 point something, so 29. Just realizing I'm time warping while I'm doing this. So let's set that orbit. What's that like? And now I can change... Oh no, this will get me above it. And now I can change the mean anomaly. I always guess at what the mean anomaly is where the ship will be. And I'm always guessing at this. So I don't know if I get it. But, oh, I got a signal. Let's take a little off of that. 190. There we go. Okay. Sorry for the cheat menu, but I don't have these options. So, stage that. We're going to spin you around. And deorbit this. And we'll just see what happens. But I had a contract. This is sort of my idea. I have a contract to test the fairing, and maybe taking a payload and tucking it all inside a fairing is not entirely a terrible idea. Okay. But what I'm doing is I'm just staging this, and I'm going to see... We're going to see what happens. There is a heat shield on here, but I have no attitude control. There's absolutely zero... If it happens to orient with the heat shield down, that's purely by luck. But maybe I can use a fairing to my advantage. Okay, let's see what this does. And of course, the heat shield's really small. There's all kinds of stuff. Oh my gosh, it is actually naturally orienting itself with the heat shield into the airstream. So that's kind of shocking, to be honest. Now you can place your bets. Is this thing going to explode? I think it's exceedingly likely that this is going to explode. The orientation is good. But I can't... That little tiny heat shield, is it protecting all this wider stuff that's up here? I don't know. It might be. Oh, batteries are almost empty, of course, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. I have zero control over it, but honestly... I'm stunned. I am stunned that this is deciding it's going to come down in a controlled way. Oh my gosh. Wow. How is that working? How is that possibly working? I'm wow. Okay. Okay. The heat shield's imagine is wider than it looks. Okay. It looks ridiculous and stupid, but honestly, I think it's going to work. And yeah, this... Oh no, this will splash down fine. It's like under 5 meters per second. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to terminate that simulation. Let's actually build this. Yeah, the probe body has a lot of drag. I'm not entirely that it was passively stable doesn't shock me. That nothing blew up, that none of those big pieces up towards the top that are clearly of a wider diameter than the than the heat shield, that none of that blew up is definitely what surprises me. Okay, I'm gonna stick on a bunch of batteries up here. I'm also going to enable the cross feed so that it will use the fuel that's in this. This has got to have more delta V than that. This thing got to orbit before. How can it only have 2,900 and something? Really? Just because I added some stuff to it? That's weird. Here, save this for a second. Let's open up the Stayputnik one. This one has 3,861 meters per second at delta V. I think it's just the weight I added to it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So now this is 2,900 and this doesn't have the DV to get to orbit. Okay, it's not recognizing this little Oscar B up here. Let's see if that makes it better. Still, wow. So this needs more fuel, but also we are running out of not much thrust on the bottom end of this. Okay, let's shed some weight. Let's shed some weight. So what if I only went with 2 batteries? Wow. So is it this that's so heavy? And this parachute? Parachute's heavy. And the heat shield. I'm getting to the point where this is pretty much the same thing that's the... Yeah. Wow. I never thought all that stuff was as heavy as that. Okay. Okay. Well, we can put some radial SRBs on this. That might be the better plan. Shorten this up a bit. And then we got... What do we got for SRBs? We got these little mites. And we got the shrimps. The shrimps might work well. Maybe that'll be a better plan. I think that'd be a better plan. So I'm going to shorten this a little bit. It's kind of tall anyway. Oh my gosh. It doesn't want to stick there. I want to get this TWR up a little higher. Like that. And then what we'll do... How much force do I have... We got some radial decouplers here. How much thrust do we get out of a pair of these shrimps? They seem kind of big to me. Oops, it's being weird. Still being weird. Okay. 1.44. Okay, I guess I'll have to use 4 of them. Like, there we go. Now we got mountains and mountains and mountains of delta V. Mountains and mountains and mountains. Looking at these little nose cones. Really small nose. Oh, well, those are for the props. That's what they're for. The prop planes. Yeah, okay. So, there we go. Shrink this down a little bit. Move this up a little bit. Promise we'll get to the plane. But now I got the DV up the wazoo. I also have a mountain. The launch thrust is also huge. So let's turn down the thrust limiter on this so that it's not stupid. Oh, but you know what the problem's going to be? These aren't gimbaled, are they? These are not gimbaled, so I'll have no attitude control. No attitude control, which I don't like. So I could throw this into the mix just to give me some attitude control. What did that do to my... That just kills my DV, though. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong... I was looking at Atmo. And we can turn down the thrust limiter on that motor. Oh, I didn't realize the thrust limiter was already turned down. So that when it stages, it's got a TWR around 2. And I got a very good delta V. There we go. And then this engine's running, and it'll give me attitude control all the way through. And then we'll turn these down even further to give me even... Wow, we're going to be... I'm not convinced I need all these. Maybe you can get away with just 2. Now that I've thrown that into the mix there. Oh yeah. A little more thrust on this one. I like it. I like it. I like it. 3,721 meters per second at delta V. That should be enough for an orbit and a return. I'm going to put... Let's save this. I don't have fairings yet. No. Let's save this and take a look at contracts. I got another one. Okay, I'm being asked, how long does the burn time on the SRBs? I didn't look. But I don't want to go just straight up with yes. I hate not having any kind of attitude control. So I do want to have that other motor in the mix. What am I doing? Oh yeah, here. Part testing here. Do I have an easy part testing? Because I thought there was a shoot. Test the TD-12. Well, that's the bigger decoupler. Test the Mark 16 parachute, or haul it into a oh, if I can use the other parachute, somehow attach it. Okay, let's see if I can attach that Mark 16 parachute, and then I can use that contract. But I'll check the burn time on those SRBs for you. Dino is asking about the SRB burn time. If you take it off of compact here, we can see that the burn time is 49 seconds. So, I mean, yeah, I could have just gone up. But I'm not convinced it'll go straight, right? Because I have no control of it. Okay, Mark 16 parachute. That's why I want to get the motor in it. Is there a way to attach that? I have no... Quite often I use like a cubic octagonal strut or some other little thing. But it really doesn't want me in there. It needs to have a node. Is there something really small? No. I don't think I'll be able to put on that Mark 16 parachute. I can't stick an Oscar on the top right now. Oh, we'll go that way. So here's what I'm thinking. What's the dry weight on the Oscar B fuel can? Dry mass is only 11 kilograms. So here's what I'm thinking. Let me see if this will work for me. If I put this here, oh, just one of them. And then I'll put this one there. Take out all the fuel. So that added on an extra 11 kilograms. Then again, I might be saving weight because that's 100 kilograms. Oh, they're the same. But then what I'm thinking is if I grab this and cheat it in here. I think people are getting my idea now. Actually, it doesn't even look that stupid just on the top like that. It's not entirely dumb. What did that do to my... Okay, the staging's all messed up. Back to here. Really? That added that much? Wow. Okay, so what we'll do... I can make this work. We'll get another one of these Oscar C's in here. It really doesn't want me to do this. That's what I want. Get those batteries in there. How much is the batteries gonna last for? Got an hour worth of battery life. That's enough. another Oscar C. There we go. Now I got a good delta V. We can up this a little bit just to give it a little more thrust. Up this a little bit. Oh, they're up towards the top end of what they can do. But that did improve the delta V situation. All right. Just cheat the chute to the top. But the problem with the chute is the chute needs a node to attach to. Like, I cannot attach it radially, and there's no kind of free node anywhere. So I can't cheat it to the top. I had to give it something to attach to, so that's why I put the little Oscar B up there. I wish I had something lighter. I think that's my lightest thing that has a node on each end. How big is... Unless I use this. What's the dry mass of this thing? Oh, that's lighter. Hang on. Can I attach it? It doesn't want to go on radially like the Oscar B does. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to give this a go. So before I go any further, though, I do want to pick up that parachute. Parachute, parachute, parachute. Okay. It was under the part testing. Part testing. There we go. Test the haul the Mark 16 parachute into flight. I got to be between 4 kilometers and 11 kilometers, going between a speed of 30 meters per second and 170. And I'm hoping that will just happen as we are on our way up. That's sort of my plan. I'm just noticing too. Let's upgrade this. I'll upgrade that next. That will get upgraded soon. Okay. Let's test it. We're going to test it. Testing, testing, testing. Let's see how she works. I really want to get some better attitude control rather than... I hate that this is my only means of attitude control. I should probably put some energy into fixing that situation. Okay. Let's simulate. So this is a recover mission. Not that I don't even have a contract to recover anything from space. I just have the goo and I can go, I'm going to send the goo into space. I'm going to recover it. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So we shall open this and just keep an eye on contracts too. So we have 2 contracts. Oh, I only have the 1 contract. Okay, I should go look to see what other contracts I have. That's the only contract I have. Okay, fine. Run orbit. Let's see what happens. Oh, I got to give some... Oh, no, it'll do that. Throttle should be fine. Okay, boom. Oh, I know what I can add to... Okay, I got to stage this manually. When these run dry. It's not... I did not automate that. It is got 0 control. Wow. Is it... Why? Oh, the staging's all messed up. Oh my gosh. See, this is why I needed attitude control. How'd the staging get messed up? Okay, restart the simulation. Make sure to fix that when we go to send this to be built. So the liquid fuel engine on the bottom did not come on because the staging's messed up. I don't know why. So that's the way it should be. Let's run orbit again. This might have now too much thrust on the bottom. I actually don't know. It feels like it does. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And we are going to be going too fast. Okay, let's restart, terminate the simulation. We're going too fast for that contract. I think my staging was messed up from the get-go. Okay, let's look at this again. No. Okay, yeah, the staging's wrong. That's my problem. Oh my gosh, that's the problem. There's your problem. But now the DV is not right. Oh my gosh. Now my DV is too low. I think I've been messing this up. Okay, we're gonna put on 4 of these again like I had before. Actually, let's go with 3. 3 should be good. Why go to 4 when you can do 3? That means 3 of these? Yeah. Okay. That is still not a lot of delta V. What if we reduce the thrust limiter on this a lot? That looks better. That looks better. Okay, let's reduce the thrust limiter on these. Oh, wait, Atmo. Like that. I'm going to reduce the throttle limiter on this. As I reduce the throttle limiter in the middle, it is, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Put the compact back. That's what I meant to do. As I reduce the throttle limiter, what the heck? Okay, I reduced this too much. The DV goes up because it's using less of the fuel in that core stage during the ascent. Okay, I'm gonna stop clicking that button. No, I can make this less. Let's try 50, around 55. That's way too low. There. And these can go a little higher now. And this can go a little higher. I don't want it to go as fast as it was going. Okay, live with what you got. Live with what you got. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you is under smart parts. Do I have, yes, the resource level detector, I believe. Nope, the DrainX fuel sensor. We're going to use this smart part. This is my first use of smart part, so this is good in this series. We have this smart part here called the DrainX1 fuel sensor. There's a few others, and there's more you unlock later. Just to show people the smart parts, they only have a mass. Oh, there are more here. Oh, they're 50 kilograms. Wow, they're more than I thought. In the stock game, they're actually, or in RP1, they're way, way less mass than that. But what they allow you to do is, if I put one here, I only want one. It will be detecting the amount of solid fuel in this booster. And when that solid fuel gets down to 0%, it will stage. And that means it's going to stage automatically for me when this runs dry. And you can adjust these parameters. You can change the resource to other resources if there are more resources available. Here there's only solid fuel. You can change this percentage if you wanted to do it earlier for some reason. You can change this to action groups, which is actually really handy. But I think that's going to be good for handling the staging part. Hopefully that didn't add too much mass. I don't think it did. I don't think it did. So we're going to save that. And now I'm going to go through my Werner checker and make sure that I've done everything I want to do. So the KOS processor is there. I have a flight program handy. It's called Orbit. Did I put in my boot file? I got to check up here. Did I put in my boot file? I didn't click on the right thing. Boot basic boot. Okay. Has the science been configured? It has. Are the experiments on? Right. So let's make sure of that. I have nope. The light and the radiation scan are not on. And the only other science is the mystery goo. But I'm actually, I think, gonna save that until we're into space. I think. Or maybe the upper. You know what? No, let's put it on, let it go. Let's see what happens. No, we're going to wait till we're flying because I don't want it to do one on the surface. Okay, communication is dealt with. Yes, there is a Communitron right there. Electrical storage is there. We have 38 minutes of electrical storage. Ooh. Yeah, it's gone down because I've added... let's put on a couple more of these. Now we're up to an hour because I just turned on the experiments and it wasn't counting that in. But now, okay, electrical storage, attitude control for what it's worth. I do have the gimbal on the engine down there. Lights, I don't got no lights. Painting, I can paint this. Yeah, let's paint, like, just to again show people what's available. There is different textures that you got. Actually, these textures are kind of nice. Like that. And you also have the simple repaint. Again, just to show people what is available. So, like, for instance, you can go black. There should be a white. This is how I painted my plain green. It doesn't look like there's a white. No. Okay, I'm going to leave it. It's all right. So we want TWRs I checked. Staging I checked. Okay, so that is that. Let's save it. Okay, let's do a for realsy. This is the one. This is the one that's going to work. Can I control the thrust limiters with KOS? That is an excellent question. I have never tried their mini ender. That is a excellent idea. You can definitely control the throttle, so I think that's probably I think it's so much simpler to control the throttle with KOS than it is to control the thrust limiter. But you can't. That's interesting. Okay, so let's run our orbit. What the cheapers creepers? What happened there? Let's restart. I think I didn't have this window active. I don't know why it's not going up though. Why is RCS on? Why is everything? Why is this not going up? Oh, because I don't have. Okay. I'm gonna restart this. That was just sad. Restart simulation. What ended up happening is I started typing when this window wasn't active, and so I typed run. That's how RCS turned on with the R, and then I hit space. And yeah. Okay. That's active. Run orbit. Okay, hopefully this one will work better. Okay, and now what I'll do is turn on the mystery goo. Put that on waiting. Come on. There you go. I like that you can run them. You can run stuff all from here, which is really awesome. It is struggling a little bit with attitude control. You can see by how far this pitch indicator, it's trying to pitch up, and it's not being 100% super successful with it. It's trying to pitch. It's off course going to the north. I don't know what it's doing. It's all these are pinned over, so well, it's pseudo going the right way. How'd my contract do? I'm going too fast, so the contract's not going to be satisfied for this. Oh my gosh. It is pitching over way too much, but it just don't have enough attitude control. Oh, this is stinky. This is stinky. I think what I need to do is less thrust on the SRBs and more thrust on this middle dude. Let's just see if the staging works, but this is pitching over way too much. But there's not enough gimbal in this because the thrust limiter is so low to overcome what the SRBs want to do. Okay, so the staging worked. Okay, we're gonna... Oh, this is really being a pain. I think I gotta play with the thrust to weights. With the spreading around the batteries, oops. Somebody being asked about why are all the batteries on the one side, because they only have a weight of 5 kilograms, and the antenna that's on the opposite side has a weight of 15 kilograms. be honest, the mystery goo is probably adding to the mix. Why don't I put... I'm actually thinking about weight distribution when I plunk them there. To just try and balance off some of this stuff. That's probably half the reason why it was tilting over so badly. Okay, what I need to do, I think I need to put this thrust limiter to full, or else I just don't have the attitude control. And then what I'll do is throttle down on the SRBs. Unfortunately, I'm worried about what my Delta V just did doing that. Stop doing that. Oh, now the DV is... Oh, wait, where's the... Oh, the SRBs are now... The SRBs are now running... Or this middle core is running out before... Yeah, that's not good. The middle core is running dry before the SRBs are. So let's turn this thrust limiter to 75. And now let's increase the SRBs. There we go. Let's see if I can get a bit more attitude control with this. Yeah, it definitely wants to tilt. Yeah, the batteries probably aren't helping, are they? They're 5 kilograms each. How much does the goo weigh? The goo is huge. Oh my gosh. 719 kilograms. Let's stick this on this side too. Try and balance off the goo. That might have been a bit of the problem. Let's see how this works. Simulate. Why don't you use liquid fuel boosters? I probably could. I didn't even think about that. I probably could. I so default just to SRBs, but yeah, liquid fuel boosters gives you more control, that's for sure. And I do have, yeah, I could try that. Thank you, Lincoln. I might try that. So maybe the weight, let's see how this works, though. So again, we'll run the orbit. I always end up defaulting to SRBs at the beginning, just out of stupid habit. Okay, are you gonna go up straight for me? That's what I want to see. It's better. It's definitely better. You can see it's not struggling here. Struggling with the roll, but that's not a big deal. But you're looking at these little indicators here. They're at the middle, which means that it's just tracking the way it wants to go without having to fight too much. So it probably was a weight distribution issue. It's rolling, but it can't... Oh, now you can see it's starting to have a little bit of trouble now. It's falling over again too quickly. Too quickly it's falling over. The poor little gimbal on this is working as hard as it can. If I put this at full, does that help? It's not terrible, but it's not great, is it? SRBs are still hanging on. Problem is I'm emptying out these cans now really quickly. Alright. Let's see. Might still work. Oh no, but we hardly have any. Look, we're almost out of fuel here. Shoot. I might have to switch those liquid fuels like you said. The goo is 700, yeah, is it? Oh, I said 719 kilograms. It's 71.9 kilograms. Thank you. That's still a lot. That's still more than I was expecting. But there's just, I only have 179 meters per second left in this thing. Like, this fuel's almost gone. Yeah, this isn't working. Okay, let's try the liquid fuel idea. Maybe that's the plan. Because then I'll have gimbaling all... Yes! And then I lose... Yes! That solves all my problems. Sorry, escape. Terminate. Yes, yes, liquid fuel boosters. That solves problems. Because the advantage of this engine is that it's gimbaled. And so why not just keep using it? Why am I doing what I'm doing? I don't know. Because I don't make sense sometimes. Let's just go back to 2 of these. Let's take these off for now. If I go back to the Oscar C, like so, and then it's the torch engine, that's what they're called, and then put all of these on at the same time. Now I got fuel through the going up, crazy fuel. 4,000. Oh my god, this is what I should have done right from the very beginning. What a dope. Okay, what we'll do, just take this can and put it at the top, and that makes my life. Why do I always use ESRBs? I don't know. Make that gray. Slide these down. Even looks better. Okay, and tail fins back on. Thank you for the suggestion to go to the liquid fuel boosters. I gotta pay attention to these things more often, but look at that. I got over 3,900 meters per second of delta V. I got so much thrust that I can start increasing this one again. So let's take out some of these. Oh, for goodness sakes, what happened there? There. That looks good, 3,700 meters per second. I can start reducing the throttle limiter on this. So we have a good there. A little more. Okay. Oh, why do I keep doing that? I keep hitting compact when I mean to hit the Atmo button. Oh, there's no option about cross-feeding with these. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so that's just what it is. Okay, let's, all right, let's try this. Let's try that. I'm a little more optimistic now. A little more optimistic. Smart part, thank you. Smart part says no mercy. I should actually add smart parts to my... Let me write that down. Smart parts. Nah, it's okay. But yeah, the stage... Oh, and the staging's messed up? But yeah, smart parts for staging. I forgot to do that. So we'll put that on. Staging is wrong. Actually, but my DV numbers were okay. Maybe this is not a bad idea just to go with what we got. So not to... Oh, let's see what it does. Yeah, I never adjusted the staging so that all 3 engines are going at the same time. But then again, I had a good DV and I had a good thrust to weight, so it should be okay. But the advantage now is that these guys are gimbaled here at the bottom, so attitude control should be pretty good. I should have noticed that with the staging, because I was noticing as I was adjusting the thrust limiter on these 2 guys down here, I wasn't the thrust on the second stage wasn't changing. That should have been my cue in that this engine wasn't in the mix. Yeah, I know, I can get more DV out of it. Because this is just a dead weight engine now, I do agree. But I'm gonna see how this goes. The attitude control, oh no, it's still having yaw issues, look at that. It's still pitching back really hard. Oh, that, okay. 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 My staging is a mess. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to try this. That goes there. No, it didn't go. That goes there. There we go. Oh, DV did not improve with that, though. Turn down the thrust limiter there. Turn down the or turn down these ones. No, I think I'm better off. This was messed up. I think this is better. Turn this back up. Turn these up. Still a little bit of attitude issues, but okay. Boom, 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 boom. Save and smart part. Drain X onto the side here, and that should be set for go away. When the liquid fuel's drained down to 0%. I like the way it picks the resource by default. It's gonna stage. Okay. All right, this one's taking more work than normal. I just realized I never opened up I should get visual code ready in case I want to do some coding. I do not have winglets. I have no means of attitude control other than those gimbaled engines. And those specific gimbaled engines are my only means of attitude control. So actually, I should just go with the more of those I have, the better. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's on me. I hit this. Oh, dear. I hit the space bar by mistake. That's on me. That's on me. Run. Orbit. Didn't I say at the beginning all this that I was going to take my time? Certainly fulfilling that promise. Not getting much done. Alright. Again, you can see the yaw. The rocket wants to fall over. And these engines here are really fighting. But the problem is, as soon as I got that middle engine in the mix, it started draining this central core too quickly. It's like I'm just... Yeah, this isn't working. I think I do have to use all three engines. It's just an aerodynamic nightmare up at the top. Oh, and it never staged. Why didn't it stage? Oh my gosh. Oh, I know what's going on. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to show you what's going on. Oh, no, this is making... Okay. Okay, I know what's going... Okay, I got to fix. But one thing at a time. I was just looking at the code that Orbit program was doing. I'll show it to you in just a little bit. But, this go away. I want to get this engine involved. That's the issue. I want to get that engine involved. Oh, but then the DV is so bad, and I don't have any cross-feeding abilities here. Let's put this back. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you my messed up code. So, it's been too long. There it is. Okay, so this is my messed up code. This is the orbit program that I've been running, and ignore the error messages. Sometimes it does this because it's not seeing that, and then as soon as I do that, I'll go, oh yeah, that's what you meant. So there's a countdown thing, but then the pitch maneuver requires a heading and a half pitch altitude, and the half pitch altitude set pretty low. That's the if I set this to something higher, like let's say 18 kilometers, so that it's going to go up not more steeply. I'm thinking that might be the way to do this. So I'm going to change that orbit program. And I got to find out, where did I hide that button? There it is. And let's try simulating this one more time. Maybe that little change made a difference. Yeah, this is why we put, I'm going unkerbled start is harder. And, you know, just, I don't know where the reaction wheels are either. I mean, the reaction wheels in the stock game are so kind. Like, they're not only that you get them right at the beginning, but they are crazy powerful that you can build your first CRASH without really even thinking about attitude control. And that's pretty nice. Okay, run orbit. So now it should be going up more steeply than it did before. And I'm hoping that will help. But it wants to pitch over really quickly. And I don't see anything on this side that's causing that drag. Oh, maybe this is better now. You can see it. It's... Oh no, it's the yaw you gotta watch. See, this is... It's weird because the whole nav ball's sideways, but it's this yaw that's the issue. It wants to go... It's pulling back. That's what that yaw is doing. It's pulling back towards the vertical. And when it gets to the end, that means it's going... It wants to go more vertical than it is. Maybe this will be okay. Okay, we're gonna lose these boosters. And now we're on that one. And is it got better at it? Still one. I still think it's because this is an aerodynamic nightmare up at the top. I think it's better. I think it's better. More fins? More fins on the boosters? Yeah, maybe. That it'll just go up straighter. But actually, this is not bad. That little bit of a change. Notice the yaw indicator is coming back towards the middle, which means that it's fighting less to go on its pre-programmed path, which is good. So maybe this is not so bad. Maybe this might work. Okay, it's locking now onto the prograde vector, but that little change here, again, just to show you what I did, this little change here of changing this variable half-pitch altitude to 18 kilometers, it was at 12, that seems to have made the difference. Because, and what this means is, this is the altitude at which it wants to be at a pitch of 45 degrees. That's what that means. Alright, the throttle has cut off, and we still have 404 meters per second left. I'm a little dubious about whether that's going to be enough, but maybe we can just add more cans for that. Yeah, there is a ton of exposed parts. The drag is horrific. I mean, look at this thing. It's just, you just got to look at it. But, you know, I could just make those side boosters much bigger. Maybe that's the idea, too, because I don't think I have enough. Whoa, whoa. That was a lot of... That was... I don't know why it jumped so much there. Oh, this is a... What the heck? Why? Okay, while I was going, there is a... Not just drag, there is a torque issue there. Let's terminate this. There was a real... When I put on the throttle by hand, it really wanted to yaw to one side. there is a, now on Kerbal Engineer, there is a torque issue. See that? Look here. See here it says torque on the stage. At the top stage it's 0.30 kilonewtons. That's when that stage engages. It'll get worse as the mass gets. But maybe what's in order then is a little bit of this. Let's see what makes that torque better. I think I'm going to cheat this in here a little bit. Oh, but that's okay. That makes the top better, but the bottom worse. Isn't that interesting? Wow. Okay. So right around there is pretty neutral now on the top, but the bottom stage down here is really bad. It can't be just this smart part, can it? It can't be just the smart part. Or maybe Kerbal Engineers just... It is the smart part! Oh my gosh, I never would have guessed that smart part puts in that much of a torque. I guess when these rockets are as small as they are... Okay, you know, the solution is just to put on 2 of them, just to be balanced. And even if you take this one, and I'm sure I can remove it from the symmetry and just disable it. Just turn active to false. There we go. And wow, and now the torque is balanced. So that might have been a lot of the issue right there. Okay, I just would never have guessed it was that bad until I was flying it manually. I'm gonna add on, just for gigglies, take that off, another fuel can on the top. And that gives me a lot more thrust. Actually, where I should be adding it. Sorry. I should be adding it on the bottom and then just sliding the whole thing up. I want to keep, yeah. I want to keep the decouplers on the top half of the booster so it helps with stage separation. There. And there. Okay. So now, I got a lot more thrust here on the but I can increase the thrust here a bit so that thrust to weight at launch is still okay. The thrust to weight after staging is still good. This staging's messed up again. But now I got almost 4,000 meters per second of delta V. And this torque is very balanced. So that, hopefully, finally, finally is done. The torque issues emerge after dropping the boosters. Yes, and that's, but what okay, there were 2 things that were causing the torque issues. One, in the upper stage, it was being caused by the mystery goo, and that really probably isn't too much of a surprise that the mystery goo is affecting the top stage. But even when I fixed the top stage, there was still a lot of torque on the bottom stage, and the taking off the smart part fixed it right away. So that had to have been a balance issue with the smart part. I had no idea that smart parts would affect things so much, but then again, this rocket's way smaller and way lighter than what I'm used to. I mean, these are these are 0.625 meter tanks. So let's run orbit once again. And let's see if this fixed the issues. Because if it did, that'd be groovy. Might be over the part limit of 30. No! Oh, well, I might just upgrade the VAB then. We'll see if I got the cash for that. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about part counts. Oh, I hate Tier 1 VAB. It stinks. It's terrible. It's one of the things in the game I find too is the Tier 1 buildings are so bad, and the Tier 1... it's such a jump from Tier 1 to Tier 2. It's way more of a jump from Tier 1 to Tier 2 than it is from Tier 2 to Tier 3. Because I think it goes from like 30 parts to 255. Like, it's a crazy jump. Okay. The yaw is now almost pinned, but then again, I'm almost losing these boosters at the bottom. There they go. And now, hopefully, this will start. It's starting to come back. Yaw is starting to come back. Ah. This is way too much work. Way too much work. Start the mystery goo up. Yeah, electric charge is perpetual, so this engine's generating electricity for me. Oh, the VAB upgrade does take time, but oh my gosh, yeah, now I'm running, oh my gosh, parts. I didn't even think about parts. I wonder how much I'm over. I wonder how much I'm over. I might, oh my gosh, I don't know what I might do if I'm over. Okay, this is tracking just gorgeously now. Oh, then again, it is just locked to prograde, but it is right on target. I'm very, very happy with that. And now I'm up here. Still not a lot of delta V left. 473. That's not a huge amount. I'm a little surprised by that. Let's give her a little bit of throttle. Oh, now it's not pulling over to one side. That's super nice. Yeah, I mean, look at my orbital velocity. I'm just now getting to 1.5 kilometers per second. I don't have enough. Like, there's just... Oh, I'm off course here. Come on, back. Back. That might have been me. I might have been just looking at the wrong numbers. But either way... Oh, I'm pretty close. I'm pretty close. I'm way close. There, that's an orbit. That's an orbit just as I ran out of fuel. So I think a little bit more fuel will do it. I do have an orbit now. So... And I was being sloppy at the top. Oh, shoot. Terminate. Okay, how many parts do I have? Let's look at that. This game just wants to make me angry. I am at 43 of 40 parts. 43 of 40 parts. So what can go? What can go? Oh. I mean, the batteries are the first thing. I don't have better... No. This is my biggest fuel tank. Stinker. I need to lose 3 parts. You know what? I could just go down to 1 battery, I guess. Like, that's the only thing I can think of that isn't essential. Is the 1 battery. Now I'm at the right number of parts, but I only have 20 minutes of okay, we can save electricity by turning off the radiation scan and turning off the light. We'll wait for another day. And the whole goal is to collect 1 goo sample. But as soon as I turn on that goo sample, that goes down to 8 minutes. How long does it take to collect a goo sample? How long does it take to collect a goo sample? Goo sample takes 10 minutes, so I can't even collect a single goo sample. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna... Okay, let's save this just real quick and exit. Take out the smart... I could take out the smart parts. That makes way more sense. And then just stage manually. I could also... No, I'm not gonna fly manually. Okay, take out the smart parts, stage manually. Bob's your uncle, right? How much does this cost? I don't have the money. I'm not far off, but I don't have the money. Okay. That is exactly right. Take the smart parts off. 3 batteries, so take off the 2 smart parts, 3 batteries. We'll do it manually. There. That's what's going to happen. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back here. Put back those batteries. I'm still looking at the torque numbers. They're fine. And then we're going to remove the smart part. So I have to remember that this is going to be staged manually. But that gives me my 40 part limit. I'm going to call this thing. I'm going to say she is done. So I'm going to save this. And we're going to build it. Which is just like that. That's it. Because I want to fly my plane. I want to fly my plane, and we'll see how terribly this goes next week. That's what we're going to do. Or not next week. That's right. It's going to be 3 weeks. Oh, my gosh. I just remembered that. 3 weeks. Okay, these are all... these messages don't revert with all the stupid stuff you do, so they're just useless messages. Okay, so what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? In the VAB, the Stayputnik 2 is going to take just almost 7 days. That's not bad. But I want to fly a plane. We're going to fly a plane. That's how we're going to finish this off. We're going to test out our plane. We're going to fly it. I wish this time warping went just a little bit faster. Just a little bit. Okay, and the Juno 2, day and a half. Oh, good. The sun's just coming up just in time. Just in time. All right, and then we're going to launch our Juno 2. Now we should get, yes, some options here, which is to pick a pilot. We'll stick with Jebediah, but you can at this place is where you can pick your pilot. But we're just going to launch, and we're going to go, and this should be good. Hopefully, this should actually be quite a lot of science too. All right, let's put the brakes on, but we should be, put the lights on too, just for that cockpit light. We should be collecting science here. Yeah, we are running an atmospheric pressure scan sitting on the surface here. We are also running a crew report. Oh, you know what? I might have just unlocked the pressure scan. That might be why I'm not seeing it. Why I didn't see anything from it when I was looking at it earlier. And we're also doing a mystery goo. That's going to take 10 minutes to do the mystery goo. I should take a look, just make sure. Electricity, I am doing okay. We got, where is it? 32 minutes, so that'll be fine. And Jebediah, we can do our first Kerbalized science stuff. So let's EVA Jebediah. I hope I don't have trouble getting him back into plane. That is, oh, I should have taken away his RCS pack. That's obviously not doing anything and would have saved us some weight. Let's take off his helmet and his net ring. There we go. Okay, Jeb's going to go down. All right, Jebediah. So again, we now have some Kerbal science. So just like, again, this is with Kerbalism. It's going to take some time. So there is the familiar surface sample and EVA report, but they take 55 seconds and 45 seconds respectively. So you just got to click and they're going to run. And they're going to do their thing. Oh, it's an oh my gosh, you can't do a surface sample because I have not upgraded the astronaut complex. So it's only the EVA report that he can do. Oh, well, that's okay. So we'll time warp that away. And that is that. And now we need to get him back aboard. And hopefully that's not going to be an issue. I'm hoping he can jump and grab. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got this. Board. Okay. Now, how are we doing with all the other... Oh, did I do that? Did I hit cockpit? I did. Oh, there's the cockpit. I do have, there we go, cockpit. Oh, I do have the unbuckle. There's how you move around. I do have the IVA, independent IVA that you can move around. There's not much to move around in. I also have raster prop monitor, but I don't think I've unlocked any of the good stuff yet. FreeIVA, that's what I'm looking at. Let's just close. Okay. Do we have to buckle up again? Jebediah returned back to his seat. Okay. No more playing around with that. Let's just do this. So where are we at here? We are still collecting. Oh, it's still going to take 12 more minutes for the atmospheric pressure scan. So let's get that. And we'll get to do a little bit of Explorer. This isn't, again, Kerbin. This is Earth, but it's a smaller Earth. So we'll start to see if we can get... There goes our crew report from the Earth's surface forests. And we're just waiting on our pressure scan. And just to kind of show people too, when we take a look at the data, you can see here the data is being transmitted from our antenna, but we do have a mystery goo that's taking up one slot, and it has a weight of 7.3 kilograms, and it's 1.8 science. For us to get this science, we have to recover. So that is an important thing to remember. But what we're going to do instead, though, is we're going to take our brakes off. Why are the brakes not going? I'm time warping, that's why. Brakes are coming off. And we're going to not put on SAS. We're going to put on our Autopilot and put it on standard fly-by-wire. We're going to go throttle up, and we're going to punch it. All right. And as soon as we're in the air, we should be collecting all kinds of new science. Going a little bit sideways here. Let's just get up, get up, get up. Why are you not rising? There we go. Wow. Okay, we'll throttle down a little bit. And you can see here we're collecting more science. This is, again, I believe, over the forest. So let's turn towards the south here. And let's see if we can collect all of the science over the forest. I have no idea where more biomes would be. But what we're going to be doing is heading south along the Florida Peninsula here. And seeing what kind of things we can get. We can also, just going to show you here, so there's I got on the standard fly-by-wire, which as soon as I take my hands away from the keyboard, it is doing a really nice job of just holding its current attitude. You can see it's not doing the dipping down or any of that kind of stuff, which is great. But I also have a cruise flight controller, which is, I think, this is what I first started using this AtmosphereAutopilot for. So I can give a heading, like for instance, I can head, let's say 180 degrees. Let's call it 190 degrees. I can head in the heading like that. Turn that on. I can control my speed. I can control my altitude. Let's put the altitude at 1,500 meters. I can go into advanced options where I can adjust all kinds of things, including the maximum rate of climb. But to get that to engage, all I got to do is go up here and turn on the cruise flight controller right there. And now it's going by this, and I don't have to do anything. Let's actually turn a little bit more westward. So I want to stay over the forest. There we go. We're just kind of cruising right along here. If I want to, I can limit my speed to, let's say, 180 meters per second, and now it's adjusting the throttle to what it thinks it would be appropriate. Don't know why it's not climbing, because the altitude's not at 1,500, but oh well. Alright, and we can just sort of time warp away. It does take 13 minutes to collect that stuff. Okay, let's go a little bit more, 150, a little bit more westward here. Why is it not changing? Oh, 150, I guess it is at 150. Okay, let's try 140. No, it's not at 150. I'm changing my heading here, and it's not. Oh, I'm putting that in for the speed setting. What a dope. Heading should be 140. What is it doing to me? There we go. Batteries? The batteries should be fine because they should be charging. Yeah, my batteries are perpetual. So I should have tons and tons of electricity. But what I want to do is collect the rest of this atmosphere science. So this, I'm supposing here, is Miami. Right there. What I'm finding interesting is why is it not climbing in altitude? Oh, I don't have to engage the vertical motion. There it goes. There it goes. I didn't have that engaged. That's why it wouldn't do it. And we can turn around and head back north. Let's see, 350 degrees. Let's see what it does there. I just put that in for speed again, because I'm an idiot. Heading 350 degrees. There we go. All right. And there we go. So now we can head back northwards. Again, I'm just going over the forest. Now we'll time warp. And then we'll land this thing. Okay, our crew report just got transmitted. 2.1 science. This is going to be a lot of science. And of course, I could probably get over some shores. I could probably... Let's change my heading, and this time make sure to hit the heading 340. That's the that way. Good, good, good. We're coming back over the KSC. We can see that here. Still got 10 minutes of pressure scanning left. And it's still collecting the mystery goo. I do want to point that out. See, like if I go to data here, it's collecting a second mystery goo, and this mystery goo can collect up to 3. And unlike the stock game, no, fighting with scientists or collecting it. You just get it. But the thing is, I do have to bring it back. That's the only thing that's different. Okay. Oh, my hard drive is full. I'm running into some issues there. If I take a look at my data, my hard drive is now full, so it can't collect any more science until it's transmitted away some of the stuff it has. So that happens. That really is something to think about when you get the probes that don't come back. This is coming back, so it's not a big deal. Let's climb up to 2 kilometers. 2,500. Let's see what that... There we go. Whoa, I noticed the wings bend there. That kind of scared me. Maybe I shouldn't do this while I'm time warping. Oh no. Still got the atmosphere going. It looks like... Oh no, the hard drive is still full. I think what's slowing it up is that it has to wait until it's done transmitting. Where are we going? Still over the forest, I'm assuming? Flying low over the forest. Yeah. But this is honestly like your quickest and easiest science, is building yourself a little plane. Same thing in the stock game, really, and just kind of flying it around. I'm not going to land it anywhere because I just flat out do not trust these little spindly landing gears when I get the deployable landing gear. This is some pretty frickin' rough looking terrain. Are we like getting over the Appalachians or something like that? Like, where are we? Oh, I guess we are. Yes, we are. There are some crazy river valleys here, but I think we are definitely coming over the... What is our... Still flying low over the forest. Okay, let's turn around. Just realizing, let's head back to the KSC. So 340, let's just go 180 for now. Turning around. I don't have a parachute. I just got asked, do I have my parachute on? Jebediah is parachuteless. He has no parachute. If we click and look for Jeb here, where is he? Yeah, he has this useless RCA or jetpack, but no parachutes. We have yet to unlock them, which I think personally is ridiculous. But and there are no parachutes on the plane because parachutes on planes are for wimps. We don't do those things. Okay, we are now just about done with our pressure scan. We have 30 seconds left. And you know what? Like, I'll fly this out some other time and we'll go over the water, or maybe I'll do it between streams because clearly this gets a little bit... Okay, all the science is now done. Still got to be transmitting stuff. That's okay, but what we need to do is get ourselves back to the KSC. Do I have a waypoint manager? Oh, look at that. Okay, stop. I have the KSC on waypoint manager, and if I get into... This is another, what I consider a must-have mod, is waypoint manager for lots and lots of reasons, but I just noticed they put a lovely KSC. I'm hoping that's not on the sun, but is actually in the right spot. And if I put on here to show active waypoints, I don't see it. I think it actually is on the sun. Why is it? Oh no, it's right. Okay, maybe I can. Can I add a... Oh, I just added a waypoint. I don't know. There's a waypoint there. I see a little flickering of deactivate way. I don't think this is working for me. I don't think it is. I think it's putting the KSC... This latitude and longitude feels right, I think, for the Kennedy Space Center, but... I don't think... Okay, we're ignoring that. Where is the KSC? We got to eyeball this. We have to eyeball this. Where are we? Oh, we got a long ways to go. It's over here. I think I'm going to have to make... You can make... Actually, I got an idea. Hang on a second. Slow down here a bit. Slow down. Where are we going? Let's go a little more westward. So westward is... Let's go 225 for now. Because I'm clearly not going in the right direction. More down. There's the KSC. But if I open up Waypoint Manager again... This latitude and longitude, I think, is right, but what I can do is add a custom waypoint. Sorry, this still feels wrong. 190? Why do I have no sense of direction here? Don't I have to go that way? Oh, I'm on the wrong coast. I think I'm on the wrong coast. I'm on the Gulfs? Oh my gosh. Where am I going? Where am I going? I don't need to go westward. I need to go eastward. I have no sense of direction. So let's go 135. That's better. I gotta go that way. Okay, let's try this again. Custom waypoint. So this is the KSC for realsies. Let's put a little runway on it. And let's color it blue, because I can. There we go. And I should be able to put a latitude of 28. And I have to do decimals. We'll call that 28.75. And a longitude, I think it's supposed to be like negative 81.5. Let's see how this does. Oh my gosh, these numbers make no sense. These numbers make no sense. There we go. And we shall apply that and save that. And now if I select that, it's way in the air, but I should be able to use this to go to that waypoint. Hey, let's edit this some more. Altitude, use the terrain's altitude. Apply and save. Aha! Look at that. Look at that. So this one here is stupid. Yes, delete that waypoint. This one here, haha. It's kind of in the right spot. I wish I worked that out a long time ago. Okay, let's time warp over to there. 'Cause I think that's pretty close to the right spot. I should get my altitude down. And we'll... Oh, this is the wrong button here. 15. There. I don't want to pitch down that hard. Okay. And now we can head that way. We should pull up. That would be good. Yeah, and it's pretty close to where the KSC was. Show you that we can put one right on there in just a little bit. Yeah, why it was the right latitude and longitude for the KSC, but around the sun, I have no idea. But we'll edit this one and fix it so that it actually, in the future, will be perfect for us. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to standard fly-by-wire. I'm going to come off of here because I can now see my runway. And so now we're on manual. This is not doing anything. And I want to slow down. Why? Wait a minute. Why? It's got throttle control. What's it doing to me? Stop it. Didn't I turn you off? Speed control off. That was weird. Standard fly-by-wire. Okay. Okay, now it's me for reals. Okay, I'm going to have to overshoot the runway. That was weird. I turned off the cruise control, but it was still controlling the throttle. So we're going to have to... I'm going a little bit too quick here, so I'm going to have to come out, and then I'm going to have to turn around and come back. Still transmitting stuff, which is nice. Took more. I think we drifted over the shores of the water there for a little bit. Oh, that's still, I don't know. That's more surface stuff. Okay, we need more speed. More speed. And I'm going to give myself, oh, it will not let me quick save because it's a stinky pants. Thinks I'm crashing. I'm not crashing. Okay, let's turn. Am I still... I'm not time warping still. Whoa, dude. Pay attention to what you're doing. Oh, this is so sloppy. I really shouldn't be landing right now because I'm coming in on a stupid angle and being very kind of reckless. Oh my gosh. This thing needs more pitch authority. Okay, get down, get down, get down. Somehow out of all of that, I ended up coming out okay. Come on, get down, Jeb. Brakes. I did not deserve as good a landing as I got. Okay, there we go. So we are down, and I'll show you one last thing. If I edit this waypoint, actually, let's drive a little bit forward first, so that we're right. That was a pretty good guess with my latitude and longitude for the runway. Oh my gosh. I get myself sort of more in the middle of the runway, like right about here. I think looks pretty good. And then we'll open this up, and now I'll edit this, and you should be able to use your current, yes, use current active vessel location, and now this is my current latitude and longitude. We'll apply that and save it, and since this is saved, this will be available for future future missions for us. We did collect 17.6 science with that little jaunt, so that all worked out pretty well. But I think what I'm going to be doing is drawing this stream to a close with that undeserved successful landing. Again, remember, it's going to be 3 weeks until the next one. I'm off on vacation for the next 2 weeks, so that's going to be on Tuesday, March the 12th. But in the meantime, have yourself a fantastic 3 weeks. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you, everybody who's watching this at a later date. And, of course, a very, very special thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who continue to support this channel. Have yourself a great time, and we'll see you all in a few weeks. Bye, everybody.